And we are here with Mr. James Adam McCants of SportNCenter in Denham Springs. We also happen to be friends and Star Wars nerds together. So, good afternoon, sir. How are you today?
Better not deserve. That's for sure, McHugh. How about yourself?
You say that all the time. I've adopted one. I don't usually say it in public, but I'm going to say it today. Worse things have happened to better people. So I am, I'm trying to match you on that one because you always say better than I deserve, and I'm like, what do I deserve? Adam doesn't deserve better. So we are here today to talk about the Community Tea Project. It's something that kind of fell into your lap based on the story that you told. We want to hear all about it. First, tell us a little bit about yourself and SportNCenter and the operation.
Well, obviously, my name is James Adam McCants. I'm here at SportNCenter, Denham Springs, Louisiana. We are a community-driven, community-led business. We've been here since 1977. My father-in-law actually owns a business, and I like to say that I run the place, but more often it runs me. But I enjoy every minute of it. We do, initially or from inception, we have been a sporting goods company selling sporting goods, sporting wearables, team sports. That is not hunting or fishing or anything like that. It's all team athletics. We do screen printing, monogramming, sign printing, and we've also delved into the promotional advertising world. Been doing that for a little over 10 years now. So we basically, I tell people if it sits still long enough, we can slap a logo on it. And that's our business.
Because your name rides on everything that you do.
Hi-yow.
And an interesting story is when I was younger, actually all my gloves, my bats, my football equipment, my basketball shorts all came from SportNCenter when I was a kid. Now this was in the 90s,
sure.
Kind of mid-90s before you got into school-provided stuff. So
sure.
We did shop there all the time when I was a kid. So one of the things you're doing right now is the Community Tea Project. We mentioned it already. Sure. And you are the center focus. You're going to be the center focus on this recording. Want to first tell us about why, what is the project and why you picked it. And then we'll kind of get into that interesting backstory about how it kind of fell into your lap. So first and foremost, tell us what the project is and a few names of who's involved. We are involved, by the way, Livingston Parish News.
Absolutely. The Community Tea Project is basically a website we've set up and formatted, and we're hosting and taking care of all the back end of that. But what it is we've asked multiple businesses, entities, nonprofits, whomever wanted to be involved in it, if we could take just a one gray shirt, really comfortable shirt, that is a ring spun cotton shirt, that's irrelevant. But at any rate, you take one shirt, we've got the Community Tea logo on the sleeve, and then whomever's entity on the full front of the shirt. And what we're asking people to do is use whatever way that they like to broadcast. May it be social media, may it be email blasts, may it even be just word of mouth as they pass people through the day to drive people towards the website and purchase one of their shirts. Now, in that, the proceeds from that shirt go to that individual company. So like Livingston Parish News, for everyone that goes and buys a Livingston Parish News shirt, Livingston Parish News will end up getting all the proceeds for that, and then to choose whatever they want to do with their proceeds going from there.
Now, we do intend to donate our proceeds, but I know that, going a little step further, this was about more than just, some companies have been able to continue operating. We had our own trials and tribulations during the coronavirus, but we were able to soldier through, which is why we've chosen to donate the revenue from this project. But some companies, as you said, this is about helping them get back on their feet. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Right. You kind of wrapped it up with what you said there. I've said it, I've heard it many times, and I've said it as well, and kind of adopted the thought process that although we're all in the same storm together, we're all in very much different boats. There's a lot of companies that never slowed down. There were a lot of companies that actually increased the amount of business. There are a lot of companies that, unfortunately, hopefully none that are on our list, and hopefully none that I know, period, that will never recover from this. It's just tough to say what the overall outcome of all this is going to be, but we're all in different boats in this situation where some have been able to gain, and rightfully so, and honestly gain from this whole experience, and some have a bill that's sitting on the corner of their desk. They're wondering how they're going to get paid. And that's the whole thought process behind it. Is it's a no judgment. And whoever, each one of these entities that's involved in participating in this, whatever they choose to do with the money, it's all theirs, because we're all in this storm together, and we all have our own things that we need to take care of. And by using the network, let's say, of people that you're broadcasting this to and coming to buy the shirt, not only is it great marketing for, there is no better promotional product than a t-shirt, first of all. Second of all, they're using the website, and it's got all these names on there. So that's a marketing piece within itself, because even though somebody may go in from, have been led there by Maria's, it would also see other people's logos, and it's a marketing opportunity. It's like you would see a Restoration One, you would see Chapman's Paint Place podcast, you would see LeVar and Associates, Quality Engineering. It's a cost per impression, which is really high because there is no cost to it whatsoever other than time.
Right. So I saw your computer shake. We did discuss before this the interesting, situation that people face trying to do Zooms and Zoom meetings while you're still at the office, because business continues to roll.
That's right.
Tell us, you and I have discussed it, and we put it into a little story, but I'd like to hear the more expanded version of how this kind of, I say fell into your lap, but you know what they say about opportunity. It's where, I guess, a little bit of luck meets effort. So, in your case, the opportunity appeared because of some effort. Tell us a little bit about that. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. Tell us all about it.
Well, online stores is something that we've offered for a couple of years here at SportNCenter. And we actually don't have a webmaster, and we're not, coding and everything ourselves. We actually use a different platform called Order My Gear. Now, Order My Gear is affiliated with us through our buying group through Sports Inc., where we buy all of our sporting goods and so on and so forth through. We've always used this for Spirit links or Spirit store links. So what it is, say the Denham Springs Junior Jackets, right before football kicks off, and they want to do a fan package for parents and grandparents and so on to go and order the Spirit shirt and maybe get pom-poms or whatever. That's how we would use to broadcast, and instead of everyone having to come here at the store. It also is really traceable, or you're able to keep count of everything really exclusively, so they can turn around, and if the Denham Springs Junior Jackets say wanted to use it as a fundraiser, they can add a certain price above what the cost of goods are. And once everything's said and done, you got all this information where you figure out, okay, this is where the extra money or the funds are, and it's very easy to carve that piece off the cake and hand it to them. We've done it for some private schools and still do it for private schools as far as school uniforms and such. But once everything really proverbially hit the fan 2.5 months ago, we kind of noticed that without having a retail store open, we've got to figure out a way to do our best to still generate some type of capital going, some type of sales going. And we started using that format and platform to do things like selling senior yard signs, senior T-shirts. We moved on to the sublimated face masks. We've done a couple of different things to enhance sales, or even establish sales, especially through the month of April. And it caught the attention of one of the national sales reps for this Order My Gear site. Well, he reached out to me and said, look, man, this is something that I'm noticing every time you share something on Facebook, you're getting hundreds of people that are, if not thousands, checking your stuff out. And you got a lot of people that are sharing your posts every time you put it on there. There's a guy in New Hampshire that just did what's called a Community Tee Project. We made a design for him. He got X amount of affiliates involved in it, and did the same format of what we're doing with the Community Tee Project here, and kept the site open for a week, and ended up selling thousands of T-shirts and generating thousands of dollars worth of funds to redistribute. I think this would be something that would interest you, and we'd help you out any step along the way. So we developed the site. I found all the people. I reached out to a lot of the different companies and people I know. Some of them, jumped right on board. Some of them, it took a little bit of convincing, because they felt like, man, there's got to be some, there's something hidden here. Or what's the catch? There's no real catch. It is what it is. And then some people decline simply because they've got so much other stuff going on that they just really, even though it's nothing more than time itself, they just didn't have the time. They didn't have the time to do the things that they were having to do, much less the time to add anything else onto it. So we launched the site. It's doing pretty well. I think, the timing of it more than anything would be if there is a hindrance to what's going on, the timing of it being towards what we're hoping is the tail end of this. And I think everybody's just sick and tired of the entire scenario, so to speak. But we're all still, it's still going well. We're still getting out there. We're making one really huge push as far as social media. I'm going around doing some different interviews with people on Facebook, and we're doing this here today, which I greatly appreciate, you. Just trying to push as much awareness of it as we can towards the end of the week when the site closes down. And who knows, maybe we can even reopen the site, or maybe even adjust some things on it and keep it going for a little bit longer. We'll just see how everything goes. We're just kind of waiting on public feedback, so to speak.
So, it runs out May 31st.
Correct.
Also on June 1st, which would be the next day, we're supposed to get an update from the governor regarding the move from phase 1 to phase 2. Is that gonna factor into your decision to keep the website open?
Very good possibility. Should we receive news that I'm pretty sure most everyone does not want to hear that the move to phase 2 is going to be prolonged a little bit, that may be good enough reason to keep it open for a little bit longer. Maybe stop the orders that have been placed up until May 31st, process those, and maybe run it for another week or so, just to help anybody who is using this as a capital gaining device, if you will.
So let's get into sort of some brass tacks here. What's the web address, and how much does a t-shirt cost?
Okay, so what you're looking at, if you go to item orders CTP, which I really should have been a little more prepared for this portion of it, because it is, and that's another thing, having the links on Facebook help out a lot, because it's not exactly the easiest website to remember, but that's all part of going on somebody else's web format. So it is LouisianaCTP20.itemorder.com, and that's how you would access the site. We're getting all the different entities that are affiliates, so to speak, to share their page on that site as far as the link to go in there, because it brings them directly to that page, although you can still see everybody else's. But that way it's not confusing as to whom they're ordering the shirt for. The cost of the shirt is $15 for youth through adult extra large, then $2 more for double X, and I think $3 more for triple X. But there is an option to where you can pick it up here at the store for free, or you can have it shipped to your home for, I want to say, $9 as a flat rate. So, we're doing our best to try and facilitate everyone. Now, obviously, even in this era of social distancing and whatnot, we're still trying to get people coming to the store. Traffic in our stores is very important to us, not only on a sales aspect, but also we like to see people. We're a community. We started this whole conversation here about being community, driven and community led. Yeah. Class of 97, Denham Springs High School. Stacy's class of 76, Denham Springs High School. Most everyone in here either graduated from a school in Livingston Parish or has lived here for quite some time. In fact, I think we maybe have one of all of our employees that resides outside of Livingston Parish. We love our community. We love seeing people, even if it's just to come by and visit and come say, hey, or to pick up an order or whatever. We just love, it's what we do. We're people. So yeah, we obviously want as many people to come in as possible, but hey, we totally understand it if, say, you're a little too far out of town, or maybe you in special circumstances or specific circumstances and need to stay home, don't want to leave the house. We completely understand that as well. So we're trying to facilitate it as best we can to where, be easy for everyone to participate.
Right. And so, real quick, your
Mhm.
phone number and address, because we want to make sure.
225-664-7386 is the number here at the store. We are at 205 South Range Avenue here in Denham Springs, Louisiana, just outside the Antique District. We have limited hours at the moment. At first, whenever we open back up, at the first part of phase one, or actually a little bit before that, whenever we were deemed essential, we were open 9 to 3 Monday through Friday. Unfortunately, we're not open Saturdays right now. We moved our hours starting whenever we came back from the Memorial Day holiday to 9 to 4. And hopefully with the beginning of phase 2 on June 5th, we're praying that is indeed the case. We're going to move it to 9 to 5. And then, hopefully from there, as walk-in traffic increases and activities increase, we see the need to reopen on Saturdays. But for right now, I believe we're just going to be Monday through Friday until the need rises.
Gotcha. So, and of course, yes, we are all hoping for that June 5th date. We will learn more on Monday.
Yes, sir.
And so, one last time, let's hear that web address before we wrap this up.
No problem. It is LouisianaCTP20.itemorder.com.
Thank you, sir. And again, Mr. James Adam McCants leading the way with some community partnerships and assistance, trying to help some businesses out because, as he mentioned, we're all in this storm together, but we are not necessarily in the same boat. So, Mr. James, thank you, sir, for participating in this. We appreciate you joining us today. It's very interesting doing these podcasts recorded on Zoom. So, cross your fingers that obviously your audio and everything comes out very well. And we know it presents its own challenges. But again, thank you, sir, for joining us.
Hey, thank you for having me, McHugh. I really appreciate everything you guys do over there.
Yes, sir. And thank you. Again, my name is McHugh David, publisher and editor of the news. Appreciate you guys joining us today for another Livingston Parish News podcast. We joined James Adam McCants. He's talking to us about the Community Tea Project, where he's trying to help certain businesses either give them a chance to give back to the community or help those businesses out because not everybody was able to bounce through this as easily as others. So we do appreciate him joining us. We appreciate you joining us and listening in or watching this podcast as we did it through Zoom, which has always been fun. We are trying to figure out a better way to do it here at the news. We're thinking about trying something a little different in terms of social distancing. We will let you know. But until next time, we do appreciate you joining us, and we hope you have a great day.